everyone, welcome back. My name's Morgan. This is my channel, Pisces Paperbacks, and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag, which is a tag created by Ariel Bissett like a few years ago. I have not posted in longer than usual today, and that is because last week was extremely eventful. We have a new president-elect. Thank fuck. I hit 200 subscribers and I bought a car and a lot of stuff has been happening. I'm outside because it's like really beautiful and foggy today, and I thought that might come across nicely in the video, but it doesn't really show up on camera that well, so that's tragic. I have the end of the year book tag questions right here. I'm not prepared, and I guess I'll just jump right in. Question number 1 is, are there any books this year that you've started but you still need to finish? Yes. Technically, according to Goodreads, I'm currently reading 5 books, but I'm really only actively reading one of them, and the other 4 are books that I started like last month or earlier, and I just haven't been reading them. So furthest back, in June, I started reading a collection of essays called Who Do You Serve, Who Do You Protect?, which is all kind of talking about the idea of police abolition and what that would look like and why that's necessary. So I read, I think, about 3 essays in that and then never got any further. And then in July I started reading the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which I haven't finished. I'm only 100 pages in. And then last month I started reading Imaginary Friend by Chbosky, and I'm only not even 300 pages in, and it's a 700 page book. And then I also started reading Death in Her Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh, which is only 250 pages and I'm only 40 pages in. So it's like, those are 4 that I really want to finish because none of them are books that I want to DNF. Those are the 4 that I really want to finish this year. The next question is, do you have an autumnal read to transition into the end of the year? And I kind of feel like all of October was a transition month for me. Everything was set in cooler climates or was a bit darker in tone, and that's kind of what I picture into like the transitional thing. But then again, I'm not really a seasonal reader. I know some people like to save all of their fantasies for the winter or read more contemporaries in summer, and I really don't do anything like that. I just kind of read whatever comes to me the time that it comes to me. I don't really think of things seasonally, and I do read, like, I guess I've read more spooky things this year than I have in years past, and it was concentrated in October, but I don't like purposely save things for October. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? And I don't think so. I can't think of anything that hasn't come out yet this year that I'm really excited for. In terms of things that have already come out that I really want to read, I definitely think Hollowpox, the 3rd Morgan Crow book, is probably the one that I'm most excited about, but I can't think of anything else that right off the top of my head. The next question is, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? And I think for that I'm going to go with Things in Jars by Jess, which I've mentioned before. Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Sloan, which I've also mentioned before, but that's a more recent edition. And this is one where I am like, I feel like it's gonna be perfect to read in December, and I don't know why, so I am kind of saving it for December, but whatever. And then I'm also gonna put Imaginary Friend by Chbosky in this one, even though I've already started it, because I still have over 500 pages left of that book, and that's basically another book, so I'll count that one too. The next question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And some people I've seen answer this with like, yes, I'd hope so, because every book I read I hope is something I'm going to love a lot and could be my favorite. However, I'm gonna say no. I don't think that there's any book that's really going to shock me enough to become my new favorite book of the year. Like, do I think there's going to be books in the next 2 months that I love? Yes, absolutely. But I have a really strong top 3 right now, and I also read my favorite book of all time this year. Like, I reread it, so that's like my favorite book of the year. But I already know, I really know that my favorite books of the year are definitely going to have been Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. So if anything can beat out those 3, which are tied for first, I would be shocked, because it would have to beat 3 books that I love. So, you know, I don't really know. And last but not least, have I started making any reading plans for 2021? Absolutely not. I like to set loose goals for myself. So I set a Goodreads goal of 120 books this year, and I've surpassed that. I passed it in October, very excitingly. But like, that's kind of the only real goal that I think I'm gonna set, is like another Goodreads reading challenge goal, because this year, at the beginning of the year, I was like, I think it would be fun to read 10 books a month. And I was so inconsistent. Like, many months I was reading, you know, 13, 14, 15 books. Last month I read 19 books, but then there's also months this year where I read 3 books or 4 books or 5 books. And I think setting like a monthly minimum is just like not something I want to try to do. I think I want to read more nonfiction, but I want to integrate it more organically into my reading plans, because I didn't really start reading nonfiction until the second half of this year, and then I really got through a lot of it really fast and kind of felt a little burnt out afterwards. So I'd like to make nonfiction more organic in my reading selections. I don't know. I don't really make hard and fast reading plans. I don't have any reading, like long-term reading challenges that I'm doing besides like number of books in a year. That's just not the way that I think, and I think making it in the first place would put too much pressure on me to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't really have any plans for next year except for to read things that I want to read and like them. All right, and with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Please let me know if I mentioned anything you're interested in, or if you think there's anything I should look into before the end of the year. I'm always interested to get recommendations of what people would think I would like. If you want to do the end of the year challenge, please, I'd love to see it. I think these are so fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. And thank you for 200 subscribers. It was very, very exciting to see that.